The Saskatchewan NDP has a candidate that wants to kill thousands of well-paying Canadian oil patch jobs. Putting blue-collar workers on the unemployment line, well, that's a feature, not a bug of the modern NDP, and I should know because I'm from Alberta. The NDP really are the same all over. Here in the West, they want you to think that they are the same pro-worker, pragmatic, prairie populists of Tommy Douglas's party who care so deeply about the working man, but in reality, they are the same urbanist, radical, left-wing, anti-oil haters of the Western economy as their Toronto and Vancouver brethren. Now, I documented all the radicals in the Alberta NDP that the mainstream media didn't want you to know about in my best-selling book, The Destroyers, Rachel Notley and the NDP's War on Alberta. Alberta NDP Premier, former Premier, thank God, Rachel Notley said she was on the same side of the Keystone XL pipeline as crooked old crone and failed Democrat presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, as in Notley was against the pipeline, willing to leave, as it turns out, 7,000 Alberta jobs to die on the table.
This investment will immediately create nearly 7,000 jobs in Alberta this year, and some 13,500 total jobs across Canada.
We lived through the NDP here in Alberta and the amount of destruction they were able to commit in just 4 short years. Hundreds of thousands of jobs lost, carbon taxes killing the rest of the jobs, green subsidies to all their friends, sucking up to Trudeau, half a dozen credit downgrades, and a public sector hiring spree the province could not afford. Now, our friends to the east in Saskatchewan have lived through the NDP also, until 2007 when the NDP were defeated by the Conservative Saskatchewan Party. But Saskatchewan's in election mode now, and memories unfortunately are short. People might forget how bad the NDP was for the beautiful land of the living skies. But the good news is, well, the NDP just won't let voters forget who they are. This is Saskatchewan NDP candidate for Regina, Elphinstone-Centre, Meara Conway. According to her NDP bio, Meara is a lawyer, activist, of course, musician, and new mother with deep roots in Saskatchewan, and she hates the oil patch. That's not in her bio, but it's true. April 18th, 2018, in a now deleted Facebook post, Conway shared a video from Leap Manifesto co-founder Naomi Klein supporting that anti-oil Leap Manifesto and rejecting the Trans Mountain Pipeline. And Meara, in a moment of rare honesty, wrote this: "The tar sands are an effing nightmare, period. And any political agenda that takes climate change seriously doesn't have space for the Kinder Morgan Trans Mountain expansion. And most regular people understand this intuitively." Meara also admits that the NDP are probably lying about supporting oil and gas, which sounds familiar to the Alberta experience. Look at this. Even Saskatchewan residents support a transition away from fossil fuels and agree that the government should invest more in solar and wind power while strengthening environmental regulations, despite what the media or the Saskatchewan NDP's position on this might suggest. She also goes on to applaud BC's blocking of the Trans Mountain Pipeline project. But did you know that the NDP weren't always like this? In 1997, Saskatchewan Premier Roy Romano's NDP government introduced a resolution in the legislature denouncing the Kyoto Protocol and insisting that no compulsory controls be placed on emissions. Those NDPers shut down the Energy Conservation and Development Commission. Those NDPers, nearly 25 years ago, still had a connection to the working class and the jobs that make for a more prosperous economy. These aren't Romano's NDPers anymore. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. At Rebel News, we're going to tell you news about left-wing politicians that the mainstream media doesn't want to tell you, either because they need that bailout from Justin Trudeau or they need to be hired by a future NDP government. But not us here at Rebel News. We're fiercely independent. If you'd like to support us in our independent journalism, one of the best ways doesn't actually cost you a dime. Just like and share this video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please ring the little bell so you never miss a story from us. And if you're so inclined, if you'd like to help a little further, consider becoming a subscriber to Rebel News Plus. That's what we call our long-form TV-style shows here on Rebel News. Just go to rebelnews.com/subscribe to join today.